Well, geez, how am I supposed to start this commentary video? This is the biggest decision I've ever made in my life, and I've never talked about it before. I grew up Mormon, and I left the Mormon church. It's the thing growing up that gave me the most anxiety by far, thinking about. It's such a big, aspect of who I am and why I am the way I am. We are the only people on the planet who have the entire full truth. Well, if everybody says they have to... Wait, that means by default, most people just have to be wrong. Math says most people have to be wrong if everybody's saying they're right. And this was the first big epiphany as a young, child, honestly. Most people have to be wrong. Just because X number of people believe in something does not make it right. And this is the first time in my life as a young kid thinking, what the heck? It's your entire world. The thought of leaving this thing, which is something that sort of plagued my life for a while, it's scary. It's sort of just like losing your entire world, if that makes sense. When you turn 18 in the Mormon church, and it's the culture to go on a mission. That's the most massive thing as young adults growing up, is going on a mission when you turn 18. A very intensive mission for the church. For 2 years, you leave your home, leaving your country. You don't have contact with your family. I'm not gonna do that 2 years. That's 10% of your life by that point. All I hear is, yeah, a mission is the best thing you will ever do in your life. When are you going on a mission? You going on a mission? Seminary is, I think, just a general term for religious classes, but for my life, having an entire class period where you leave the physical school building, you go to a church building, and basically have Sunday school. You get taught by leaders of the church. I really do not want to go to seminary. That just seems like a waste of time. I don't really believe in this. I don't want to go spend an hour every single day of my life, 365, going and learning about this. And I tell my parents, I don't want to take seminary. And they're like, that's totally fine. That's totally chill. We support you. Oh my gosh, shout out my parents. Thank you. That was awesome. You're so nice. I was just a very rule following, hopefully nice guy in school. I think it's kind of dumb that people would assume that means I go to seminary. I don't swear, I have a little bit of frustration about this of yeah, you cannot swear, you can be kind, and you cannot freaking believe in all of this stuff. It's not mutually exclusive. You know what wasn't cool? The seminary teachers, both of them coming to my house, knocking on the door, getting me to come to the door, me as a 14-year-old kid facing these two adults and them asking me, so why aren't you going to seminary? Would you consider going to seminary? And as a 14-year-old uncomfortable kid at the door, I remember saying, yeah, sure, I'll consider it. Because obviously, yeah, I've considered going to seminary and I've made the decision, I don't want to go to seminary. Obviously, that's why I did it. Their follow-up response, so will you go to seminary then? It's no, I just said I would consider. It was just, oh my gosh. But I did try to record this video a week ago, and I think that version does a better job with this next bit. But every single one of my close friends went on a mission. My oldest brother went on a mission. In 2019, he got his mission calls. He's a very devout LDS member, very smart, and he left for 2 years. And I became the older brother. It's just good context for my life, I guess. Because it is just a subtle way in how you view yourself. And then before I knew it, every single one of my friends, one by one, left. They got their mission call, went to a different country, and I didn't see them for 2 years. Man, I didn't think I would get emotional with this. It was kind of a triple whammy. I graduated high school in 2020. The COVID-19 pandemic hit, and all of my best friends went on missions. It's a time of life where you graduate high school and everybody goes their separate ways. Frick, bro. I don't even want to cry. I did not think I was gonna cry. I don't want this to come out as, poor me. I had a bad experience. I love the way that my life has worked out.
Oh my gosh. But this is the same time that I became a YouTuber. I found myself at home with a lot of free time, and I started making videos for the first time. And that year, oh my gosh, dude, I'm a wreck. I made online friends for the first time, and I became part of these communities that are my life now. And I go to conventions, and I hang out with my friends, and I love life, and I love people, and I'm happy with the way that things turned out, and I still talk to all of those friends that went on missions. I still get along with my brother. I'm very close with them. At one point, I was emailing 5 different people every single week who were all on missions. I was reading their emails and telling them, I can't, dude, I can't. I was telling them about my YouTube, and until I recorded that bit last week, I don't think I've ever fully recognized how pivotal that moment was in my life, leaving the Mormon church during COVID, when I graduate high school, starting a YouTube channel. But I have a worldview shaped from the people I interact with, the places that I go, and the things that I learn. And I freaking love life, and I think being kind is so important. So with that, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I will talk to you in the next one. Peace.